30 years ago, in the deep south of Thailand, 5 children, Mr. Mungkorn, Pei, Bal, Yar, and Ni, spent their weekends roaming the small, quiet village where they grew up. The year was 1995. Their world was simple: bicycles, rubber trees, and endless curiosity. On a Saturday morning, Pei, the self-proclaimed leader of their group, showed up at Mungkorn's house with Bal. Mischief was written all over his face. "Hey, Mungkorn," he said with a smirk. "You're not scared of ghosts, are you?" Of course, Mungkorn was. He'd grown up listening to stories of haunted temples and cursed relics. But his pride wouldn't let him show it. "No," he replied, "not even a little." P grinned. "Good, because there's a haunted house I want us to see." Mungkorn frowned. He'd lived there all his life and had never seen any mansion nearby. But Bal and Pei swore it existed, deep beyond the old road by the river. Soon, Yar and Ni, always eager for adventure, joined them, and the 5 set off toward the unknown. The road twisted through rows of coconut palms and banana trees. The sun blazed overhead, and yet the path grew darker the farther they walked. Finally, as they turned past a grove of tamarind trees, the shape of an enormous house emerged before them. It was a 2-story colonial mansion, cream walls tinged pink with a red tiled roof. The design dated back to the reign of King Rama V. The place stood out like a ghost from another century. "It's beautiful," Yar whispered. But the longer they stared, the stranger it felt. There were no sounds, no birds, only still air and silence. Behind the house stood a massive tamarind tree, encircled by a stone bench. On the roof, dozens of tiny toy figurines sat neatly in rows, their faces faded by time. No one understood why they were there, but P's excitement only grew. "Let's go inside," he said. They circled to the back, where an old wooden kitchen door was nailed shut. P and Bal pried it open using a stick, while Mungkorn hesitated. "We're breaking in," he muttered, guilt twisting in his stomach. But P just laughed. Ghosts don't care about trespassers. Inside, time had stopped. Pots and bowls sat where someone had last left them, now buried in dust. A faded tablecloth hung stiffly from the counter. The air was thick, and each breath felt heavier. They crept into the living room, their footsteps echoing on the old teak floor. The staircase loomed ahead, curving up both sides toward the second floor. "You sure about this?" Mungkorn asked. "There's nobody here," Pei answered, and at that exact moment, a door upstairs creaked open. They froze. The 4 younger ones bolted for the exit, but P stayed. His eyes locked on the shadowed landing above. When he finally rejoined them, he shrugged it off. "Just the wind," he said. "Nothing's there." Mungkorn wasn't convinced, but Pei was relentless. He grabbed Mungkorn's wrist. "Come on, let's prove it." Together, they climbed the stairs. 7 rooms lined the hallway, doors warped by time. The seventh door, the one that had opened, led to a cluttered storage room filled with old beds and broken chairs. Then P noticed something above, a square panel cut into the ceiling. "Service hatch," he whispered. He stacked the furniture to form a shaky tower and climbed up. Monkhorn protested, but P ignored him. Inside the attic, beams of light cut through the slats. The air smelled of dust and age. As they explored, something fell, a wooden box sliding from the shadows. When they looked closer, they saw an ancient ladder leading further upward to the crawl space beneath the roof. Monkhorn's courage snapped. "Let's go," he said, trembling, but P pressed on. In a small drawer, he found an ivory pipe, its bowl carved from wood, its stem gleaming gold. It looked royal, sacred. "I'm keeping this," he said, slipping it into his pocket. The others begged him to leave it. Then, slam, the service hatch dropped shut by itself. They screamed. No one had touched it. P pulls at the board, but it wouldn't budge. The air felt alive with anger. Monkhorn's voice cracked. "I'm scared," he admitted. "Let's get out." Finally, the board gave way, and they scrambled down the stairs, bursting out the back door into daylight. None of them spoke the entire way home. Days passed. Pain never came out to play again. By Wednesday, Monkhorn and Ball went to his house. His mother let them in, and what they saw would haunt them forever. P sat on the floor, hugging his knees, eyes bloodshot, lips trembling. He mumbled the same words over and over. "I'm scared. I'm sorry. Ball, help me." His mother wept as she told them he hadn't eaten or slept in days. A local spiritual healer was called. He warned that they had trespassed on the home of Khun Phan, a nobleman whose spirit guarded his treasures. "He's furious," the healer said. "He wants them all." 4 days later, police blocked off P's house. He was found dead in his room, eyes wide open, mouth frozen mid-scream. He had neither eaten nor drunk water for nearly 5 days. Monkhorn and Ball ordained as novice monks, hoping to escape the curse. But peace didn't come. That first night, while chanting prayers, Monkhorn heard footsteps circling the hall. Through the window, he saw a shadow, a man in white pants and an old tie jacket, watching. The next morning, Yar's mother came to the temple, crying. She had dreamt of an old man with a cane, dressed in ancient clothes, who said, "You all wanted to stay in that house. Now, I'll make you stay forever." Yar was immediately taken to become a nun, fearing for her life. The haunting only grew. One night, while Monkhorn and Ball were in the temple's bathroom, they heard knocking. 3 slow taps. When they looked up, a straw farmer's hat rose above the wall. Monkhorn swore he saw a white one beside it. They clung to each other, paralyzed until dawn. Soon after, Tragedy struck Pei's family. His father, consumed by grief and guilt, shot himself in their home. His mother followed a week later, hanging herself in the same room. Later, people discovered that Pei had sold the ivory pipe to a local shopkeeper. Within days, the man's house burned down. His daughter drowned. His wife fell ill and died. The shopkeeper dreamt of an old nobleman demanding the pipe's return. Terrified, he placed it back at the mansion's wall. Years passed. Monkhorn and Ball left monkhood. During a ritual of atonement at the mansion, Ball whispered, "I see him. Pei. He's walking with that old man." They watched frozen as the two figures disappeared through the front gate. Later, fishermen rented Pei's old house. One night, the wife saw a shirtless boy asking for his parents and someone named Chert. Days later, she hanged herself in the same room. Today, the mansion of Khun Phan has been renovated into a museum, but locals still swear that at dusk, a boy without a shirt roams the halls, whispering softly, "This is my house." If you enjoyed this true Thai horror story, subscribe to Tale After Dark for more chilling tales every week.